one on Tuesday.
Tuesday's too late, sir.
Do not approach the train.
Let it happen. I'm in.
Ticket, please.
About that.
Hey, you! You're clearly going to tryouts.
She doesn't look like that much competition.
I could be competition, I think.
We're here for the tryouts.
I don't think you understand. This is the All-American League.
We're pretty all-American.
Who was that?
Show 'em that knuckleball.
They didn't even let me try out, Dad.
Maxine, you've got to make some smarter choices.
This is fun.
This is something I can work with.
Peaches, I'd like to go through a few rules. Curfew is at 10 p.m. sharp. No smoking or drinking. No pants.
What?
I'm a pitcher, and you need me.
Is that so? Everybody on the team has to have a job at the factory.
So any job?
Max, can you lift 50 pounds? And are you willing to get the shit burned out of your hands?
Yes, and I guess so.
Great.
If you want the game to be more exciting, shorten the skirts.
What the hell are you doing?
Thought that you would catch it.
My back turned?
This is our one shot.
So what if right here, right now, we forget the rules?
They don't get to decide if this is real or not. We do.
Let's go!
Things are changing pretty fast.
Hey, Dollface.
Boom, there you go. That was the trailer for A League of Their Own, arriving on August 12th to Prime Video. And as you see on the screen, I have some special guests. Desta, Tedros, Reff, I hope I pronounced that right, and Will Graham.
Good job.
The showrunners, writers, directors on this project. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for being here.
Hi, we're glad to be here.
We love your background.
Yeah, we
Awesome.
love
Gotta represent.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys are bringing back this classic film into a series. Why? Why bring back A League of Their Own?
I think, we all grew up loving the film. It was iconic for all of us in different ways. But a few years ago, I kind of started to look into the real stories underneath it. A lot of people actually don't realize that the movie is based on the real AGPBL, that the league lasted until the 50s. But also we discovered that there's this huge story outside of it of women who weren't allowed to play in the league, like Toni Stone, Mamie Johnson, Connie Morgan, who went on to play in the Negro Leagues. There were hundreds of other women like them, Black women who played in the industrial leagues. There were Latinx players in the AGPBL who weren't included in the movie. And then there was the story of this big queer community. So what we wanted to do was go back and, with that same joy and humor and heart from Penny Marshall's film, look at this story in a broader lens and tell this story of a whole generation of women who wanted to play ball and who fought to do it. So it's a story for everyone that's also centering some experiences that you don't often get to see on TV.
And I also feel like we talked a little bit about it, but it's kind of a story that I feel like we need right now. I think there's a timelessness and a timeliness to all the sort of worlds and issues and identities that we're exploring. There have always been, people of color. There have always been queer stories. There's always been women trying to be empowered. And I think that's kind of like what we're saying in the journeys we're telling. But I also think, World War II was a time, much like now, that things felt so tenuous and uncertain and hard and dark. And that doesn't mean you shouldn't sort of find your team, find love, find your dream, and really capturing that spirit of joy and bringing it to even more people, I think is so important right now.
Amen.
I love that. As a person of color, always looking for projects that give us that representation. This delivers, and I'm so thankful for it. And I can't wait to share it with everyone else. With that being said, you have to cast this film, right? How did you find this amazing cast of actors that also had to play a little bit of baseball?
We're really
a lot
lucky.
of bit of baseball.
I think the actors are so much a part of the spirit of the show and really shaping the characters.
Yeah.
This is a show about teams that absolutely was made by a team that no one of us could ever have done alone. But what we wanted to do with the kind of bigger canvas of the story was still just make sure that there was this beautiful ensemble of characters who all feel like they could be their own
Show.
series
Yeah.
around them. And, you know, Shantae Adams, who plays Max, we can't say enough about her. She's I think like a once in a generation talent. Bemisola Ikumelo, who plays her best friend Clarence, was a writer for the show. She's doing incredible. I mean, she is British. She's improvising jokes in an American accent. And the whole cast, I mean, Abby, what she does is incredible. And it's funny for us because we spend all day with her, and then we're like, oh, look at that. And people know Darcy and her comedic genius, but I don't think they've seen this side of her yet. And then we're so excited to introduce people to this whole range of incredibly talented actors playing these characters that we hope will kind of feel like part of your family, that you'll want to live with them.
I feel that. Well, Will Graham, Desta, Tedros, Reff, I hope I pronounced it right again.
You did great both
You
times.
did so good.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. Again, I really enjoyed watching A League of Their Own, and I can't wait for the rest of the world to check it out when it drops on August 12th on Prime Video. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you for watching.
No, we can't.